Hello everyone. Today we will be creating our own VPN server and configure it so it doesn't store any logs and give a secure configuration overall. So what we will do is we will use Linode. Linode is a cloud hosting platform that I've used for years. You can use any other cloud platform really that you trust. You can do your own research on it, but I do recommend Linode quite a lot. So what we will do is we will create a new Linode. So click on the link up here, and you will get a bunch of options. So what I recommend is clicking on Marketplace, and here you can select apps that will come pre-installed once the server goes live. So you can create a WordPress, a cPanel, or if you're into your gaming, you can create yourself a CSGO server or a Minecraft server. But what we want is openVPN. So we'll scroll down to openVPN, and here we will have a bunch of settings for it. So here we have to create a pseudo user that we can use to log into the server through SSH, etc. I'll just call it test, and the password has to be secure. It's already pre-created passwords. So I'm just going to paste that in. SSH keys and all that stuff, don't worry about that for now, and click on images. For this demonstration I'll use Debian 11, but you can also use Ubuntu, it'll be pretty much the same. Debian's a bit lighter though. And here you can select the region. So the region is basically where the server will be stored, and when you connect to the VPN it will show that you are in the specific region. For this demonstration we'll use North America, but you can use any other region really. For the Linode plan we will use the shared CPU because we don't need anything massive, and it will only cost us $5 a month, which is cheaper than most VPN providers out there, which is just great. Give a meaningful name. I'll just call it openVPN US. Our root password is the password to the account with the most privileges to the server. So again, I've got a password here pre-created. You don't need any SSH keys, you don't need to attach any VLANs, and click private IP. So that will up the security quite a lot. And click create. Right, so your server is now provisioning. This might take a while. This should turn green once it's done, saying connected, and when it's done, give another 10 minutes for it to install the packages before you connect to it. So I will see you in 10 minutes. Right, welcome back. My server is running, and we will check if openVPN is now installed. So how you can do this is open another browser window, and take this VPN address here, copy that, go to HTTPS, paste the VPN address, and do :943/admin. And there you go, the server is running fully. So what we need to do now is get the admin password for the openVPN. So in the previous versions you would actually create the VPN password within the setup here, but they've changed that now. So what you have to do is you have to launch the console, and that will actually launch into the server itself. As you can see, it actually has a login here. So what we will do is I will write down this password, rn f12pktob. Right, we wrote down the password, and now we'll go to the admin login. The username is openVPN, and we can paste the password, and right there we got in. So now we have to basically agree to the terms and conditions if you want to read that, but just click agree, and we are in the admin panel for openVPN. So here we only have to do a few changes really. So we're going to start with changing our default password. So we go to user management and user permissions, and here you've got the user called openVPN. There's no groups, but you can click more settings. When you click more settings, you should see the password option to change the password. all you have to do is simply type in a new password. So I already got one written down. I'll just copy and paste. I really recommend for this password to be really secure, because you know that gives access to everything pretty much on your server. So click save settings. Don't worry about updating the running server yet. So now we will do some settings to up the security. So we will start with TLS settings. So go to configuration, TLS settings, and enable TLS 1.3. The encryption is better and it is much faster as well. So it will definitely help the performance and security. So it's a win-win. Change them both and click save. Then go down to network settings, and here what we want to do is we don't want to change anything here. So we go to VPN settings now, and here what we could do is we'll change the routing option from using NAT to no, and then we'll go to DNS settings and specify our own DNS settings. So you can really use any DNS settings you like. You know, I recommend using the most secure one. Personally, I like to use Cloudflare. It's secure and fast. So we'll change the primary DNS to 111 and the secondary DNS to 1001, and we'll save those settings. And then we will go to advanced VPN settings, and here we will change the cipher. Essentially, we will just change that to TLS Crypt version 2. TLS Crypt version 2 is much secure, and because it gives a unique key per user profile, so it helps a lot the security. So might as well and save the settings. And really, that's everything here so far. So we'll just update the running server, and we'll go to the next step. Right. So in the next steps, we need to make sure that logs are disabled. So to access the server via SSH, we'll download PuTTY. I've got a link here. It will be in the description as well. And just click download PuTTY, and then select the version 64 and just run open. I'll go through the installation and see you at the end. Right, once you got PuTTY installed, this window will open for you, and yeah, you guessed it. You need to put the server IP address in the SSH section here. So just copy this again and just paste it and click open. Accept the connection and log in as root. So the username will be root and the password will be the one you created during the setup. I'll paste mine here, so you can paste it by just clicking right click. This will always show empty, so once you type in the password, just hit enter, and if it's successful, it will log you in fine. Right, great. Let's make this a full screen then, so you can see it better. So what we will do is, firstly, we've got to disable logs from the config. So what you can do is use nano, which is a text editor within the SLI, local openVPN as etc as.conf, and as you can see, it opens the config for the openVPN. So what we want to do is we want to use our arrows to scroll down to the logs. So we'll look for log database, log database. There we go, we found it. So we look for this, and essentially what we're going to do is change the path where it goes to nothing. So what we're going to type in is log-db equals to dev null. This essentially means it goes nowhere. And to save this config, we hold Control, we press X, then we click Y, and then we click Enter to overwrite. Right, that modified the log. Then what we need to do is there's another log which basically logs all the system starts and if people connecting, etc. So we need to modify that. So we'll use command systemctl, then edit, then full, and then we'll type in openVPN as. As you can see, that has opened basically information about the openVPN client. And this one here, this command here, basically tells it openVPN to start. But here we go log file. So essentially same thing. What we need to do is just change that to dev now. Same thing. Control X, Y, enter, and that will save the logs. And now we've got to restart the server, so we can do that using the systemctl restart openVPN and that should restart. Yeah, once it comes back like that with no errors, it restarted perfectly fine. So now, I'm just going to clear this. Now, what we can do is we can read the logs just to prove it that, you know, the logs are there, and once we connect, they won't work anymore. So what we'll do is type in cat user local openVPN as etc db log db. As you can see, there's the logs. Obviously, it's an SQL log, so you can't really see it very well, but logs are there, and we can, you know, we can do the same for the servers. So I believe is this, yeah, as you can see, loads of logs that we want to get rid of. So now what we'll do is we'll get rid of those logs. So what we have to do is simply echo nothing. So you'll basically copy in nothing and overwrite it. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the same. So if you click arrow up, you can just use the same command, and we will do the same for both logs. And now if you go up, we can use arrows to go through the previous comments. If you try to open the logs, they're empty. There's nothing there. Right. That's pretty much everything on the server. Now what we need to do is yeah, you can close the session. Now what we need to do is essentially log in. We're ready to go. So what you can do is if you go back to your login page and delete the admin section on the URL, so that will open the normal login page then to connect to the server. Use your openVPN username and password, and the one you changed to, if I do that, and now we are logged in, and it gives you a configuration file. So what we'll do is this configuration file you can use to log in with openVPN. So essentially download the software, the recommended one, and then connect to it. So once it's downloaded and installed, I will show you how to connect to it. Right, as you see, I've got it installed, and this will open. So you will have your profile. I already got one, but that's the new profile up here. You can rename it, etc. So to connect to it, all you have to do is click on this and type in the password, which is the same one as you used to log in, so be the openVPN account, and click OK. See, now you're connected to the server, and there should be no log. So to confirm you're connected, if you type in what's my IP, it shows the same IP as the server. See, I am located in the US right now, according to IP trackers. So just to confirm that there's no logs, what we will do is we will disconnect from the VPN, and we'll go back to PuTTY, and we will type in the VPN. We'll connect back to the SSH to the server, and we will try to read the logs. So if we go to cat user local openVPN etc db log, there's no logs. There's no logs of connection. Oh, misspelled that. No logs. Yep, no logs. Right, so that's it really. That is as simple as that. So let me know what you think about that, and if you guys need any help, just let me know.